Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Steffy and Hope's mission causes trouble as Finn inherits Liam's love triangle. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that John Finn Finnegan may inherit Liam Spencer's love triangle problem. A Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan mission could spell trouble. So let's discuss Liam's request and what it means for Finn. The week of May 12th to 16th will bring Liam's visit to Finn's office, where he'll mull over a concern that's been on his mind. Liam knows all his waffling played a big role in why Steffy and Hope have faced so much hostility over the years, so he wants to undo the damage. Although Liam can't go back and fix the past, he'll be determined to create a better future for the mothers of his daughters. Of course, Liam can't make a firm prediction on whether he's got enough time to accomplish his goal. It's tough to say how long it'll take this brain tumor to progress and end Liam's life, so he'll want to make some preparations. If Liam can't help Hope and Steffy head down a more peaceful road, he'll expect Finn to do what needs to be done. During this hospital office visit, Liam will push Finn to promise that he'll bring Steffy and Hope together. If and when Liam's gone, he'll want Finn to help keep the peace and make sure everyone gets along. Of course, things have changed without Liam's knowledge since Hope and Steffy are already connecting for his sake. Steffy's decision to confess to Hope about Liam's inoperable mass was a game-changer, and helped them have something in common again. Hope and Steffy are uniting in their love and concern for Liam at the moment. That said, we should also think about what might happen after Liam passes away since he's bringing it up. The fact that Liam's asking Finn to tackle this Steffy and Hope project could be significant. Could this be a clue that Finn is inheriting Liam's old love triangle? Finn may be the next to argue with Hope and Steffy because Liam is no longer present. Although Finn previously shut down Hope's advances and made his devotion to Steffy clear, that doesn't rule out future love triangle storylines. There is a possibility that Finn will take Liam's place as a source of conflict between Steffy and Hope if B&B is truly getting rid of him. If Finn starts bouncing between women like Liam did for so many years, his efforts to bring Hope and Steffy together could lead to more animosity instead. No matter how things play out, Finn will inherit a problem partially caused by Liam's love triangle. It'll be interesting to see how Finn deals with any Hope and Steffy issues that are still on the horizon. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Finn may make the promise Liam wants to hear. As Hope declares her love for an ex, Liam asks the impossible of Finn. Steffy has been pushing Liam to tell Hope the truth about his diagnosis, and it took him a long time to get to the point that he was ready to do so. Unfortunately, Steffy couldn't wait any longer and beat him to the punch, revealing that Liam was staying with her and Finn because he was dying. Coming up with tears in her eyes, Hope tells Liam that their future is together, and she doesn't want to spend any more time apart. She is unaware, however, that Carter is listening at the door. Of course, this seems to send Carter running into Daphne Rose's arms. Only last week, he told her he wasn't ready to give up on Hope, but is he now? Daphne tells him that he and Hope were never meant to be and kisses his cheek. Finally, in Finn's office, Liam tells the doctor to promise he'll bring Steffy and Hope together if and when he's gone. The scene of the women embracing one another in tears already suggests that Liam's battle has forced them to put recent bitterness aside. But how long can that last? Plus, given that Hope has chosen Liam, it feels like a sign to expect a miracle, and that he will live to see another day. Luna barges in on Finn. Hope sobs in Steffy's arms. The bold and the beautiful recap for Friday, May 9th, reveals that Luna Nozawa barged in on John Finn Finnegan, while Hope Logan sobbed in Steffy Forrester's arms, as she faced a difficult Liam Spencer goodbye. First on Friday's B&B episode, Hope was in denial as Steffy tried to explain how bad the situation was. Although Hope didn't want to believe Liam was actually dying, Steffy told the story of finding Liam unconscious, and how it led to his inoperable mass discovery. Hope ultimately accepted this was happening and cried over their little girls having to grow up without a father. This didn't make sense to Hope since Liam had always been healthy, so she struggled to process Steffy's news. Steffy admitted Liam didn't want to know, but Hope was grateful that Steffy went against his wishes and confided in her. Both Steffy and Hope worried about what they would tell Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer. Hope thought back to Liam's heartfelt words earlier and realized he was trying to say goodbye to her. As Hope wondered how she'd say her own goodbye when the time came, she wound up sobbing in Steffy's arms. At the Cliff House, Liam opened up to Finn about having a lot he wanted to do and not a lot of time to do it. Finn pushed Liam to open up to his father and brothers as well as Hope, but Liam was adamant about keeping his grim secret for now. At Il Giardino, Luna showed up and learned Deacon Sharp wasn't there, so that gave her a chance to visit with Sheila Sharp. After Luna complained about everyone else shunning her except for Sheila, she blamed Steffy for Finn not returning her texts. Luna finally decided she wouldn't stand for this, so she announced that she was going to see her dad. Once Luna took off, Liam made his way to Il Giardino and texted Bill Spencer to see if he'd meet him there. Bill replied that he'd love to and let Liam know he was on his way. Liam ultimately looked at some pics of Beth with Hope and Kelly with Steffy on his phone, so he seemed choked up over having to leave them. Back at the Cliff House, Finn was on the phone seeking updates from Dr. Grace Buckingham when Luna walked in. Luna pointed out that the front door was unlocked, and confirmed that she made sure Steffy's vehicle wasn't out front. Since Finn hadn't been responding to Luna's texts, she mentioned that and talked about how much she missed her dad. Luna made a prediction about Finn being a great guy who wouldn't turn his back on his own kid, but Finn seemed rattled over her surprise visit. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna won't get her wish for a real relationship with Finn just yet, but she won't be ready to surrender. As the storm clouds gather over the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families, The Bold and the Beautiful spins a deeply layered emotional tale that shifts the generational dynamic and foreshadows the potential rise of a new, complicated triangle at the heart of the saga, one that threatens to trap Dr. John Finnegan in the same endless cycle of romantic confusion that defined Liam Spencer's legacy. With Liam's heartbreaking diagnosis of an inoperable brain tumor weighing heavy on everyone involved, the soap delivers a powerful juxtaposition between a man racing against the clock to heal old wounds and the unintended chaos his noble intentions may leave behind. As the week of May 12 to 16 unfolds, Liam finds himself in a place of quiet reckoning, making a somber visit to Finn's office not merely as a patient or friend but as a father and former lover seeking redemption. He reflects on his years of emotional indecision, his role in pitting Steffy and Hope against one another, and the painful consequences it has wrought on the women and the children they share. Now, faced with mortality, Liam wishes for peace, for unity between the two most significant women in his life, and he believes that if he can't be around to facilitate that harmony, then it must fall to Finn, the man who now stands at the center of the same storm Liam once weathered. In doing so, Liam makes an extraordinary request that could alter Finn's future. A solemn promise to hold Steffy and Hope together in mutual respect and solidarity. A tall order considering the volatile emotional history at play. Yet even as Liam delivers this request with earnestness, there is an undercurrent of dramatic irony, as the very act of Finn stepping into this peacekeeping role has the potential to ignite fresh emotional entanglements that mirror Liam's long-standing love triangle. Finn, whose moral compass and stability have long made him a rock for Steffy, is now being tasked with the impossible managing not just his wife's emotions but those of Hope, a woman whose feelings for Liam have once again been stirred by impending loss. Hope and Steffy, surprisingly, have already begun to reconnect due to Steffy's decision to confide in Hope about Liam's condition before Liam himself could muster the courage to do so. This emotional bridge built in crisis suggests a fragile détente between two former rivals, but viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful know all too well how fragile such truces can be, especially when layered with unspoken desires, hidden resentments, and the ghost of romantic pasts. The fact that Steffy, always fiercely protective of Liam, broke his trust to bring Hope into the fold reflects just how urgent the situation has become, and perhaps also a subconscious admission that she can't carry this burden alone. Hope, for her part, is blindsided by the severity of Liam's diagnosis, and is overwhelmed with grief and guilt, emotions that come pouring out as she embraces Steffy, united in sorrow rather than rivalry. In a poignant scene, Hope collapses into Steffy's arms, overwhelmed by the realization that their daughters, Beth and Kelly, may soon grow up without their father. But even in this moment of raw vulnerability, emotional boundaries begin to blur. Hope, emboldened by impending tragedy, confesses her desire to reunite with Liam to build the future they once dreamed of before betrayal and heartbreak intervened. Yet, unknown to her, Carter is eavesdropping, listening to Hope declare a future with a man she has already lost, both literally and symbolically. This revelation pushes Carter into the arms of Daphne Rose, who seems poised to become more than just a confidant. She reminds Carter that his pursuit of Hope was always a futile dream, and perhaps nudges him toward a more grounded, emotionally available future. But the romantic chessboard continues to evolve as the action returns to Finn's office, where Liam's request hangs heavy in the air. Finn listens as Liam pours out his fears and plans for a world he may no longer inhabit, and in that moment, Finn becomes more than a doctor, he becomes a legacy holder. He is entrusted with preserving peace between two women who were once torn apart by love and pride. But this request is hauntingly inevitable, and Finn may unintentionally step into Liam's old position as the conflicted center of attention by taking on the role of peacemaker. While Finn has remained firm in his devotion to Steffy and previously rejected Hope's veiled interest, the lines between emotional support and emotional entanglement can grow thin, particularly in the pressure cooker of grief and shared history. The stage is set not just for peace but for potential heartbreak. This possibility becomes all the more tangible when Luna, already spiraling from being ostracized due to her tangled relationship with Finn, and the fallout from the drugged kiss incident with RJ, crashes into Finn's sanctuary uninvited. In a reckless move driven by desperation and alienation, Luna barges into the Cliff house, pointing out that Steffy's car is gone and expressing outrage over Finn's silence. Her actions are unpredictable, her emotions volatile, and Finn, already burdened with Liam's final wish and Steffy's trust, now finds himself caught between too many emotional obligations. Luna insists she misses her father and believes Finn is too kind to abandon his own daughter, revealing the deep ache of familial rejection that continues to drive her decisions. Finn, however, is visibly rattled not just by Luna's appearance but by the implications of her presence and what it could do to his already fragile marriage with Steffy. At Il Giardino, Liam ponders as he looks at photos of his daughters on his phone, each one a silent reminder of the life and future he is leaving behind. He reaches out to Bill Spencer, hoping for a father-son connection in the dwindling time he has left. As he waits, there's a sense that Liam is finally beginning to grasp the magnitude of what he's losing, not just relationships, but the everyday moments that make up a life. And yet, even in this solitude, Liam's presence continues to ripple outward, affecting everyone from Bill to Luna to Finn, and especially Hope and Steffy, who are now re-examining their entire history through the lens of grief. Back at the Cliff house, Hope's sobs become a shared grief as Steffy holds her in a rare moment of mutual compassion. Steffy, who once fought bitterly to win Liam's affection, now mourns not only the man but the inevitability of loss and change. Together, they wonder how to tell Kelly and Beth the unthinkable, that their father is dying. In doing so, they form a temporary alliance that's both beautiful and precarious. However, the big question is, what happens after Liam is gone? Hope's declaration of love feels like a desperate plea to reclaim a future, a belief that love can somehow ward off death. Steffy may begin to realize that the man she once loved with all her heart is being pulled away not only by illness, but also by the inevitability of fate, and by Hope, whose bond with Liam has always been a source of tension. Steffy feels the emotional weight of that confession. The longer Finn stays in this emotionally combustible environment, the more likely it becomes that he will be drawn into the very conflict Liam seeks to resolve. If Liam's death becomes the catalyst for further tension between Hope and Steffy, especially if both women begin to lean on Finn as the emotional rock Liam once was, the potential for renewed romantic conflict grows exponentially. Hope, in particular, may find herself drawn to Finn's steadiness and strength, just as Steffy once was. And Finn, torn between duty, empathy, and unspoken affection, may struggle to maintain the clear emotional lines that once defined his marriage. His promise to Liam, well-intentioned though it may be, could become a crucible of romantic chaos, thrusting him into a triangle that history warns will only end in tears. Yet amidst this emotional upheaval, there remains a flicker of hope, perhaps even literal hope, for Liam's survival. Hope's passionate declaration of her love for Liam could be the narrative's way of implying that a miracle is on the way. Soap operas rarely waste a good resurrection twist, and Liam's determination to put things right, coupled with the growing emotional fallout his absence would cause, may be setting the stage for a stunning recovery. If Liam does survive, it could either heal the fracture between Hope and Steffy permanently or reignite the rivalry with a vengeance, especially if Finn finds himself caught in a web of confused feelings and emotional proximity. Regardless of how the plot unfolds, the baton is clearly being passed. Whether Liam lives or dies, the emotional architecture of the bold and the beautiful is being restructured around Finn, who now finds himself facing the very challenges that defined Liam's tumultuous romantic journey. The new mission to unite Hope and Steffy is noble, but in the world of daytime drama, such missions rarely end without unintended consequences. Finn's role as a doctor, husband, father, and now emotional anchor for two grieving women places him squarely in the center of a brewing storm. And as Luna lurks on the edges of this unfolding drama, desperate for paternal love, and emboldened by rejection, the layers of complexity only deepen. In the end, The Bold and the Beautiful is once again reminding its viewers that even the best intentions can pave the way to heartbreak. Liam's final wish may have been peace, but in granting him that wish, Finn may be walking straight into a legacy of romantic turmoil, emotional confusion, and the kind of heartache that defines the very soul of this long-running saga. What begins as a mission of healing could very well become the spark that lights a new fire, one in which loyalty, love, and legacy will all be tested in ways no one, least of all Finn, could have anticipated.